Good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome to day number 2 of the Knights versus the Midmo Tigers. Looking for some same results today, hopefully. Knights varsity taking a 5-3 victory yesterday on outstanding play, actually, by both goaltenders. They did a really good job. D'Amelia for the Tigers and Izzy Wong stepping in yesterday for the Knights. And then in JV action, 2-0 victory for the Knights. And here comes your Kansas City Knights. Trent Smith getting the shutout in the JV action. He'll be backing up Russo today. And Baumgartner for the Tigers absolutely got peppered and came up really strong. Gave up 2 goals, but I think he took 38, 40 shots, something like that. I mean, stellar save percentage. So we'll do it all again today, starting with the varsity. We'll see if it'll be Baumgartner or D'Amelia in net for the Midmo Tigers. I'm guessing D'Amelia will give it another run today. Here we got our little Frederick and Fitzpatrick battling for the red line out here in front of us. Let's watch this action. They were doing this yesterday too in between games. They were cracking up at each other. Jance is over there laughing for Midmo. All right, let's get the camera set back up. Hey, you gotta have a little fun, right, before it gets intense. Yesterday, goals for the Knights. Banks had the first one, got us started, and then Bakta came up strong with the next 2. Let's see, I'm trying to remember who the third one was. And then Neal sealed the deal on a steal and an empty netter to give the 5-3 victory. Braden James back from playing some high school football. He'll be joining us back. He's a senior, came over from Carriage Club, number 26. Braden James will be stepping in. Heard he plays basketball too, so hopefully we don't miss him too much. Good to have him back though. Oh, thanks for that heads up. I'll get my technical person on it. Let's see. Tell me if this does any better if I unplug the mic off the camera. Check, 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 check. Does that help with the feedback or the echo that was coming? 50 seconds remaining in the warm-ups. We'll get a national anthem, do some player introductions, and then we'll get this thing underway. Thumbs up. I'm assuming that meant it helped. Okay. Perfect. I like that. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate it, Mr. Bedford. We adjusted some things so we didn't have the delay and the silence after some goals when graphics went up, and apparently it affected something else, so we'll just unplug one of the mics and move on. All right, warm-ups are complete. Both teams gathering the pucks. I believe the Chiefs play at noon. We'll be in the middle of the JV game at that time. So anybody out there watching got my number. If you want to text me some scores, we'll do some ESPN updates, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Here comes my producer, Dee Dee. Hey, Dee Dee, just to let you know I unplugged this. I heard we were getting some feedback or an echo, so.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good to me.
May not get as much crowd noise, but that's okay. Yeah, just take it off. I know, right? Well, she's making me official. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just a voice.
Come on. There we go. I can put it on the other camera. Then it's farther away from you.
See if that works. All right, time for some player introductions. We'll do the anthem. I don't know which will come first. Probably the player introductions. Nope, we're going to the national anthem. And it doesn't look like player introductions are happening today. We're running a little late, so we're going to get them on the ice and get this thing started. D'Amelia will start in net for the Midmo Tigers. Paul pump there from Baumgartner. Jensen Russo will be in net starting for the Knights. We'll bring out James, Wellenberg, and Sanders to start on our forward lines. Brown and Com will start on the D. Harris, Snell, and I'm not sure who the other one is there for Midmo across from us. Can't see the name. Refs are ready. D'Amelia's ready. Russo's ready. The box is ready, and here we go. Oh, I don't have a camera. That'll head back into the Knight zone. Grabbed by Brown. Brown will get it over to Sanders on a quick touch. Now it'll come up to James. James will bring it up the left-hand side. Down into the corner. Looks to center it up front. Off the blocker, D'Amelia. Now right loose. Front of the net. James to the backhand. He'll shoot one and shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 26, Braden James, unassisted. And the Knights jump out early, 1-0. Zwellenberg will win it back to Brown. Brown will dump it down into the Tigers zone. Tigers will retreat back around the boards. They'll try to clear it. That's stopped by Com. He'll get it right back over to Zwellenberg. Now stolen by the Tigers. Now the Tigers will dump it into the Knight zone. That goes to Com. He'll go D to D over to Brown. Brown will look for the cross eyes pass down to James. James will send one right towards D'Amelia. He'll glove it, doesn't hold it. Now dumps it for Nelson. Nelson will bring it around the backside of the net. Forecheck by Fortner. Now around the backside of the net to Braun. Braun will leave it for Fortner. Fortner will send it back behind the net again. Using the different cameras, we're working on some technical difficulty. There comes Neal. He'll battle for it around the boards. Now it'll go back behind the net again to Braun. Braun will send it up the boards to himself. He'll bring it up the right-hand side. Touch it over to Neal. Neal will dump it down into the Tiger zone. I can't use this camera, I can tell you that. Neal, Dunlap, and Fortner have checked in on our forwards. Frederick and Braun on the defense. Won by the Tigers. They'll come around the left-hand side, now blocked by Braun. Braun will take it in. He'll take a shot. D'Amelia with a save. Kicked off into the corner by the Tigers. Neal with the body check. Tries to center it up front. Tigers will clear it. Out into the neutral zone. Pressured by the Tigers. Back checking hard. They'll get a shot. That's blocked by Russo. No, I've got it switched to PC, yep. Now grabbed by Braun. He'll clear it out into the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by the Tigers. Back into the Knight zone. Now cleared by Braun. Back out into the Tiger zone. They'll come cross ice. There's going to be a penalty on the Knights. Arms up in the air. Tigers will bring it in. Saved by Russo. Now cleared by the Knights. They'll blow it dead. And we're going to get a cross check on somebody. There we go. Number 90, Braden Braun, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Tigers will go to the power play, face-off down here in the Knight zone. Larson and Smith come in. That'll be one over to Smith. He'll kick it out into the neutral zone. Now dumped by Larson, back over into the Tigers. That's blocked by Com. Com will keep it in the Tigers zone momentarily. They'll grab it, wheel around the backside of the net. Cross-ice pass right out here in front of Larson. Here come the Tigers down into the Knight zone. Quick shot, saved by Russo. He'll smother it up. Face-off will be in the Knight zone. 12-11 remaining the first. 1-0 Knights. Tigers are on the power play. Minute 39 remaining on that cross-checking penalty by Braun. Larson will win it over to Com. Com will bring it around the backside of the net. Hard off the boards. Takes an odd bounce off one of the metal posts. Stays in the Knight zone. Now to the Tigers. They'll center it up front. Now that's grabbed by Brown. He'll try to clear it. That does come out into the neutral zone. The Tigers will have to get back onside. Then they'll send it D to D far side. Off the ref skate. Dumped down into the Knight zone. That comes right to Com. Com will get it cleared. Up the boards. Down to D'Amelia. He'll send it off to Wilson. Nelson, one of the two. Over here to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick will clear it. Up to Hervey. Hervey will take a shot. Saved by Russo. Held by the Tigers. Now stolen by Com. Com will bring it up the right-hand side. Quickly around. Back to his forehand in the middle. He shoots. Scores! Kansas City goal! Number 10, Evan Com. That'll be unassisted and shorthanded. .11:20 remaining in the first, and the Knights are up 2-0 on a shorthanded goal by Evan Com. Now down into the Tiger zone. They'll wrap it around the backside of the net. Far corner. James will put some pressure. They'll saucer it up in the air. Slapped down by Hutch. He'll send it right back into the Tiger zone. That's deflected by one of the Tigers. James will hold it in momentarily. Now it pops out to Frederick. He'll send it right back to the Tiger zone. Now they'll look to center it up front. Just out in front of the reach of one of the Tigers players. This will be grabbed by Dunlap. He'll send it down in the Tiger zone. Now controlled by the Tigers. Quickly over to the middle. They'll bring it up into the neutral zone. Past Smith, or James, down to Smith. Now got by James in the corner. He'll send one all the way down straight on to D'Amelia. Grabbed by the Tigers in front of the net. They'll clear it back out in the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by Banks. Knights have killed off the power play. Both teams back at full strength. Up the near side. Larson's over there along with Bo Smith. That'll come to Hutch. Hutch will skate in. Has it deflect. Saved by D'Amelia. Goes off to the side. Grabbed by Banks. Banks up to Frederick. Frederick has a shot deflected. Here come the Tigers the other way. Right through Hutch, down into the corner, deflected by Frederick. Big body check up against the boards. Now centered up front, past. Tigers held in down in the corner, wrapped around the backside of the net. Tigers gain control, look to center it. Now pressured, almost stolen there by Larson. Now it'll trickle out, that'll come right to Banks. Banks will bring it up the left-hand side. He's got Smith to the middle. Poked away nicely by the Tigers. Now they'll bring it back the other way. Oop, right at the feet. Now it comes to Larson. Larson will send it to Brown. Brown up the boards. Grabbed by the Tigers right back out into neutral ice. Here come the Tigers up the right-hand side. Witt will bring it in. He'll take a shot. That goes way wide left of the net. Over to the far side. He'll wrap it down low back behind the net. This will be grabbed by Com. Com will bring it up the middle. Now he'll go off to the right. Head of speed up the right-hand side. To his backhand. To his forehand. Shoots. D'Amelia with the save. Leaves it right there for Witt. Witt will send it off the boards. Now held in by Neal. Grabbed by the Tigers, and they'll bring it up the left-hand side. 3-on-3. They'll dump it down into the Knight zone, back behind the net. Tom will come away with that one. He'll wrap it up the boards, but the Tigers will hold it in. Send it back down to the corner. Now Tom will rip it around the boards. This will be out up the left-hand side. Neal with some speed, couldn't quite get to it. Nelson holds it in. Now he'll send it towards Russo. Russo will glove it and just dump it for Com. Com looking, he'll go to cross ice. That's deflected. Now Goins will chase after it. He's got Fortner and Neal in there with him. Goins down into the corner. Fortner will come down for support. Neal looking at the high post, can't get it around. Now it's popped out near boards. Neal will come over. Tigers will get there first. Back behind the net, off into the far corner. Couldn't handle the pass, trickles up. Now they'll get it cleared into the neutral zone. Down into the Knight zone. Frederick will chase after it. He's got Neal over here near side. He'll backhand it looking to get to Neal. Neal will try to touch pass into the neutral zone. Nice body check there by Fortner. Now comes away. Neal will chip it off the boards. Down into the Knight zone. Arms in the air. That's going to be icing. 7:39 remaining the first. 2-0 Knights. Will face it off in the Knight zone. Frederick and Braun in on the defense. Sanders, Wellenberg, and James have come in on our forward line. Wellenberg wins it back to the corner. Frederick will hit it around the boards, getting it up to Sanders. He'll backhand it down into the Knight zone. That goes straight for D'Amelia to the red line, just wide of the net. They'll call another icing, and we'll do it all over. Face-off grab by Braun. He can't get it cleared as it's poked away. Now held in by the Tigers. Trickles out front. This will be grabbed by James. James will come up the middle. He's got Zwellenberg to the right. Oh, and Sanders is just off sides. The line judge was right there on it. Face-off at neutral ice. 7:18 remaining the first. James goes to the left. Zwellenberg back to center. Kingston, Sanders the right. Frederick and Braun in on the defense. Wellenberg will win it back to Braun. Braun will backhand it up the boards to James. Can't quite get it to Wellenberg. Now grabbed by the Tigers at the blue line. They'll race it up the left-hand side. Puts on the brakes. Now they're onside. That's stolen by Wellenberg right at the blue line. He'll get a cross-ice pass to Kingston. Sanders will bring it in left. Shoots. Scores! Kansas City goal! Number 6, Kingston Sanders from number 97, Henry Zwellenberg. And the Knights are up 3-0. Zwellenberg wins another face-off. That'll go back into the Knight zone. Frederick will retreat back for this one. He'll wheel around the backside of the net. Tries to get it up to Sanders. Hard off the boards. That gets grabbed by the Tigers. They'll retreat back, look to set it up into the Knight zone. Snell will send it down into the corner. And we're going to get an offsides. It's fine until you plug the mic into that one, I think. Banks, Larson, and Smith will call Bojangles. In on the forwards, Hutch, Smith, and Morrison on the defense. Tip down, now poked away there by Morrison. He takes a late hit to Banks. Banks will get it ahead to Larson. Larson will take it down in the corner. Tries to reverse it back up the wall. And we're going to get a penalty. We're going to get a roughing on, not sure who he's talking to. It'll be Snell. That was the late hit on Morrison, so that makes sense. It was well after he'd gotten the pass away. So we'll face it off in the Tiger zone. Knights will go to the power play. Face-off comes to Com. Com will toe the blue line. Now pulls it back to the middle. Off to the right-hand side. He'll take a quick shot. That's saved by D'Amelia. Now tied up down low between Smith. Larson comes in. He'll steal it. He'll get it over to Banks. That'll come to Brown. Brown will send it back down low towards Larson. Larson will lose it. Brown will send one. Deflected up front by Smith. Goes wide left of the net. Grabbed by Banks. He'll bounce one off of the side of the net. Now saved by D'Amelia. Wrap around it. That's blocked by D'Amelia. Comes right up to Com. He'll shoot. Saved by D'Amelia again. Now the Tigers will grab control of it. They'll launch it down to the other end over to Russo. He'll touch it up. Brown will grab it backside of the net. He'll backhand it, reversing flow back over to Com. Com will grab it right up the front of the house. He'll go off to the right, chip it off the boards, trying to get it to Smith out in front of him. Tigers send it right back the other way. This will come back to Russo. Now they're putting a little forecheck on. That'll come right to Com on Russo's pass. Com will look to cross ice over to Dunlap. That's tipped down into the Tiger zone. Larson gives a body check over into the far corner to Dunlap. He'll backhand it back behind the net. Tigers will try to clear it. Brown will hold a big slapper. That's deflected up front. Now pops up over the glove of D'Amelia. Cleared by the Tigers all the way down to Russo again. Russo will leave it for Brown. Coach is calling, set it up. Here comes James. Brown will bring it from backside the net. Oh, he whiffs on the pass. Gets tied up with one of the Tigers. Fortner will come over and clear it out into the neutral zone so they can reset this one up. That comes right to James. James blocks it down. James will bring it in. Up the left-hand side. Zwellenberg will go towards the front of the net. James around the backside of the net. Off the side of the net. He now centered up front. This will come over towards Fortner near side. He gets a body check. Zwellenberg's in there. Everybody's poking at the puck. I can't see where it's at. Tigers come away with it. Up the right-hand side. Here will come Nelson. Up the right. Sanders breaks it away. Now Sanders will take a little body check right in the corner. Popped up right in front. Poked away by Russo. Over to Dunlap. Dunlap will try to get it to Fortner. Now Fortner will tap it ahead. This is going to go straight towards D'Amelia. Oh, rebound shot by Zwellenberg goes off the side of the net as it was blocked down by one of the Knights. Here comes Neal in. This will come back to Sanders. Tigers are back at full strength. Zwellenberg will bring it in left-hand side. He'll send one save to D'Amelia. Now cleared out. Uh-oh, look out. Here come the Tigers. Up the right-hand side's Hervey. They're going to call off sides right now. Now it comes to Fortner. Everything slows down as Zwellenberg will leave it for Sanders. Sanders in the left-hand side. To his forehand. Looks to get it to Fortner right up front. Poked away by the Tigers. Now they'll clear it. That's touched by Braun, so no icing will be called on this one. 3:03 remaining in the first. Knights lead 3-0. Braun will send it far ice, held in by the Tigers. Hervey. Now it's finally kicked out of the Knights zone. They'll come into the Tiger zone. They'll go D to D. Now they'll push it up the right-hand side. Over to Hervey. To the forehand. Just over the glove of Russo, down into the corner. Pop back up center ice. This will come to Neal. Neal can't get it cleared. Now he worked over by Braun. Tigers will get the steal down low. Now finally grabbed by Larson. Stolen again by the Tigers right up front. Tied up by Frederick. Shot goes wide of the net. Frederick will get it ahead to Smith. Smith will try to get it ahead to Neal. Tigers will keep it in the neutral zone. Now it's a quick shot there by Larson on D'Amelia. D'Amelia with the save. Now it'll be cleared up the ice. This will be icing. Will slow things down. Face off in the Tiger zone. 2:07 remaining in the first. 3-0 Knights. Banks, Larsons, and Goins is checked in. Morrison will come in on 1D along with Hutch Smith on the other. Tigers will win the faceoff. Larson will try to tie him up down low. That'll trickle up to Morrison. Morrison will take a shot. That goes wide right of the net. Over to the far side. Not grabbed by the Tigers. He lost his balance. Now Goins will try to get it, keep it in. Grabbed by the Tigers up the right-hand side will come Harris. Big check by Banks up against the glass. He's going to go to the box. Arms in the air. Harris is down. Mom's yelling at Hoyt. Mom didn't like that. Hoyt will go to the box, the sin bin. And the refs are talking this may be a misconduct. Yep. Game. So that'll be a 5-minute major on Banks. Morrison will go serve this. That'll be 5-minute non-expiring penalties. So the Tigers will be on the power play for the next 5 minutes. That was a game misconduct. So Banks is off to the locker room. Larson and Goins in along with Frederick and Braun. Tigers will win the faceoff. Down in the corner. Pressured by Larson. Larson will get it now. He'll clear it. Down into the Tiger zone. Goins will chase after it. Nelson will get there first. For the Tigers, now they'll look for the cross ice. Touched up to Wilson. Wilson will bring it in on the right-hand side. Shot blocked by Frederick. Another quick shot by Nelson, now covered up by Russo. They'll blow it dead and we'll face it off in the Knight zone. 1:10 remaining the first, 3-0 Knights. Tigers are on a 5-minute major power play. Larson and Goins will head to the bench. This will bring out Fortner and Neal. They'll bring in James and Hutch to work the defense. Fortner into center against Wilson. One off to the side by the Tigers. Over to Nelson up here at the D. He'll backhand it over to Wilson. Wilson take a shot, saved by Russo. He'll smother that one. And we'll face it off in the Knight zone once again. Wilson will win it over to Hervey. Hervey up to Nelson. Nelson up here on the right D. He'll take a shot. That's deflected, goes wide in the net. Over to the far side. Neal will go battle for it, along with Wilson, and now we're going to get a penalty slashing, and that'll be on the Tigers. So that'll even things up for at least 2 minutes. And we'll skate 4-on-4 face-off down here in the Tiger zone. And then the Tigers will go back on the power play. Com, Brown, James, and Sanders. That'll face-off will come to Com. 4-on-4 skate. Com will backhand it down low. Sanders will hit it over towards James in the center. He'll try to wrap it around the boards. Back over to Com. Takes an odd bounce off of the boards. Now Sanders will wrap it around back over here towards James again. He'll send it back around the boards over towards Nelson. Grabbed by the Tigers. Can't get it cleared. Now will regain control. Now he'll clear it. Out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by James. James with his backhand up the right-hand side. Nelson will poke it. Now it's slapped back into the Tiger zone. Grabbed by Sanders. D'Amelia with a save. Now finally pop back out. This will be controlled by Braden James. He'll retreat back into the Knight zone. Now he'll deflect one right off Sanders' skate, right to Brown. Brown will backhand it down low. That's the end of the first. And after one, it's the Knights 3, the Tigers 0. We'll start the second with a 4-on-4 skate for another minute 10. Then the Tigers will go back out on the power play for another 2:10.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
All right, Wilson will head back to the box. Serve the remaining minute 10 on his slashing penalty. Braun will head back here once the Knights break. To finish out the major on Banks. Actually, it'll be Morrison. Thought it was Braun that stepped in. About the same build. All right, Sanders will step in at center. James is off to the wing. Brown and Com will keep everything the same from the Knights' end. Face-off comes to Com. Com will bring it up the right-hand side. He'll lose the puck, so Sanders will pull it back to get everybody back on side. Now dumped back in by Com. Held at Com right at the wall. Now Bedford will grab it. Out into the neutral zone, still battling for the puck. Now sends it in the Knight zone. Bedford will chase after. Brown will get there first. Cleared back out in the neutral zone, up to the right-hand side by Sanders. And Com's going to be offsides. Face off far side in front of the Knights bench. Face off grab by the Tigers. Snell will bring it up the right-hand side. Send one that's deflected by Com. Poached away there by Russo. Now Com will send it off the boards to Sanders. Sanders will backhand it. That'll be grabbed by the Tigers up the right hand. Oops, whipped on the pass. Now battle for the puck. Grabbed by Sanders. Comes right to James. James will try to backhand it to Sanders in front. Poked away by the Tigers, and this will come down into the Knight zone, chased after by Com. 15 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Then the Tigers will go back to a power play. Held in the, just offsides. 9 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 skate. Neal and Goins will come out along with Braun and Frederick. Grabbed by Neal. Neal will bring it up the right-hand side. Sends it down into the Tiger zone and around the boards. That's the end of the 4-on-4. Tigers are on the power play. That'll come down into the Knight zone. Grabbed by Frederick. Frederick will wheel around the backside of the net. He'll clear it all the way down to D'Amelia. Bounces off the boards, comes to a stop behind the net. Now the Tigers will work the breakout. Touched ahead. This will come to Hervey. Hervey to the middle. Backhanded over. Shot goes deflected and wide right of the net. Up to Nelson on the D. Poke back down into the corner. Up to Witt, near side. Saved by Russo. Goes off to the far side. Goins will chase after it. Tries to get it cleared. Tigers hold it in. Nelson will grab it. Now he'll touch it over towards Wilson. Wilson will grab it near boards. Up to Witt on the D. Pressured by Neal. He'll check him down. Here comes Neal with the steal. 2-on-1. Neal to the right. Goins to the middle. Neal will skate in. Shoots. D'Amelia with the save off the shot. Goes off into the corner. Grabbed by the Tigers. There's that cross ice pass that they've been doing all weekend. Brings it in. Saved by Russo. Sent up front. Now grabbed by Wilson. Wilson looking for somewhere to go with it. Takes it down into the corner. 49 seconds. Oh, bounces one right off his own player. Refs blow it dead. Thought Russo was on top of the puck. .47 seconds remaining on the power play for the Tigers. Larson and Smith come in.
This game is brought to you by Par Electric. Par puts people first.
Quick shot, glove saved by Russo. They'll blow it dead and we'll face it off far dot again. So Larson and Smith, Frederick and Braun. 44 seconds remaining on the power play for the Tigers. 3-0 Knights. We're in the second. 12:20 remaining. Quick shot, glove saved again by Russo. Face-off controlled by the Tigers. Now popped over. But Smith goes down along with one of the Tigers. Braun will get there. Get it clear down the neutral zone. Pops right up in the air in front of us. Grabbed by the Tigers. Sent back over towards Braun. Larson's right there. Now it'll come out. Trickles out middle of the ice. Tigers will bring it up the right-hand side. Poked away by Russo. Sent off into the corner. Tigers will get there. Wrap it around the boards. Now they'll look to center it up front. Right wing. Shot goes wide of the net. That'll come all the way around. Tigers will retreat back. Jantz will get it for the Tigers. Knights are back to full strength. Neal climbs over the boards. And we're going to get too many on the ice as Neal came off the bench before Morrison even came out of the box, even though time has expired. Now we got a debate with Coach Zwellenberg and the refs on let's see what they're doing here. Four skate out for the Knights, but nobody's in the box. Somebody's got to go to the box, and they're trying to figure out who it's going to be, and it's going to be Morrison. We'll go back in for 2 minutes for too many on the ice. Now they'll put Zwellenberg in there. I don't know. So Tigers back to a power play. Dunlap and Fortner, and they'll blow that dead. Hold on. Penalty's not up on the board yet. Let's see. Braun and Frederick are in there on the defense. Dunlap and Fortner on the offense. There's the 2 minutes for too many men. Face-off grab by the Tigers. They'll bring it up to the high D. Nelson with a shot. Russo with a save. Face it off far side this time. Grab by the Tigers, up to Nelson, far side. He'll send it back down into the winger. Another shot goes wide left, up around the boards. That can't be controlled by Rowe. He'll send it across in the neutral zone to Nelson. Nelson will send it back. Snell doesn't know the puck went right behind him. Now grabbed by Braun. Braun will try to get it to Fortner, popped up in the air. Fortner will gain control of it down in the corner. Now that'll be grabbed by Nelson. He'll send it across ice over to Frederick. He'll wheel around the backside of the net. He'll bring it up to Fortner with the touch. Fortner through the middle. Now he'll go to the left. Back to his backhand. Skates into his backhand. Leaves the puck right up front. D'Amelio with a save. Off the backhander by Fortner. Face-off will be in the Tiger zone. 10:43 remaining in the second. Tigers are on the power play for another minute 12. Larson and Smith check in along with Com and Brown. Won by the Knights. Brown with the shot, wide left. Comes over near side, grabbed by Smith. Popped out, now stolen by Fitzpatrick for the Tigers. He'll wrap it to the boards. Smith will come over and grab it near boards. Leaves it for Com. Com whiffs on the wrister. Now backhands it down towards Larson, up against the wall. Larson to his backhand. Loose puck right up front. Now poked away, goes down into the corner. Larson will battle Witt for it. Larson will come away. Near boards, 40 seconds remaining. Pulls it back. Down in the corner as he goes down. Puck will come loose. Tigers will wrap it around the boards. Brown can't hold it in, delayed offsides. Now sent back in. Hervey will try to get it. Ref was right in the way. Around the boards it'll go. Over towards Fitzpatrick. He'll slap it up. Here comes Hervey up the right-hand side. He'll try. Oh, nice drop pass. Saved by Russo. Over to Fitzpatrick. He'll dump it down low. Back behind towards the net. They'll look to center it up front. Russo's right there. Now poked away by the Knights. Knights are back to full strength. Here comes Zwellenberg. He'll get it cleared out into the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by Nelson. Pressured by Zwellenberg. Now Nelson will bounce it over towards the far side. Com will hold it in the neutral zone momentarily. Now it'll trickle to Sanders. Sanders will get it to James. James will whip it hard right off the boards. This will be grabbed by Hervey. Hervey will try to center just out in front of Wilson's stick. This will be grabbed by James down in the Knight zone. Centered up front. That'll be grabbed by Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg will bring it in the right-hand side. Rip it around the board. Sanders will chase after it. Big check after. Now it's popped into the neutral zone. Here come the Tigers dumping it down into the Knight zone. Hervey will chase after it. Com will get there first. Wraps it around the boards. Comes right out front. Backhander blocked away by the Knights. Now they'll bring it near side to Nelson. Nelson will send one just off the blocker of Russo. Grabbed by Com. Com ahead to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg ahead to James up the left-hand side. He'll take a shot over the glove of D'Amelio. Comes over to the near side. Com. Com has his pocket pick. Now it's battered away. Com comes back away with it right up front to the backhand. Shot. D'Amelio with a save. Kicked away by the Tigers. Now they got a 2-on-1. Hervey to the right. Over to Snell. Snell can't get a hold of it. Braun will come in, slows that up. Now centered up front. Com will send it out into the neutral zone. Foot race for the puck. Tigers will get there first. Now they'll bring it near side. Through his feet. Nelson will take a shot from the red line. Saved by Russo. Down into the corner it goes. Zwellenberg battling for it. Another shot saved by Russo. Centered up front. Now grabbed by Braun. Braun will try to backhand it to Fortner. Can't get it there. Nelson will come away with the steal. Down in the corner. He'll look to center it up front. Whipped on the shot. Now it trickles out towards the blue line. Poked away by Fortner. Fortner will get it to Sanders. Sanders will bring it in. Shoots D'Amelia with another save. And we're going to get a penalty on this one. And now we got, uh-oh. Didn't see what happened on the backside. I was assumed Fortner and one of the Tigers ran into each other. Tigers went into D'Amelia. Post came off. They blow it dead. A little scuffle broke out. And the refs are going to talk about what's going on here. It's like Nelson's going to the box for the Tigers. See if there's anything else that comes out of this. Fortner will go to the sin bin for the Knights. So this should stay a 5-on-5 skate. Fortner puts up 4 fingers, so I wonder if he's getting 2 double minor. So they'll each get 2 minutes. Smith's going to the box too, so four minutes for Fortner, 2 minutes for Smith to cover those 2 minutes, I guess, on one of the penalties. So the Tigers should be on a power play. It should be a 4-on-3. Well, maybe it'll be a 5-on-4. Let's see here. 4 players for the Knights. So they'll do offsetting. So it'll be a 5-on-4 offsetting. So Nelson will be able to come out after the first stoppage at 5:12. Fortner will be in there for 4 minutes. Tigers win the faceoff. Now they'll bring it over near side to Witt. Witt will take a shot. That's blocked by Smith up front. Down into the corner it goes. Centered up front, poked away by Russo. That'll come to Com. Com will clear it. Tigers can't slap it down. It'll go far end over to D'Amelia. D'Amelia will touch it. Tigers will wrap it around the boards. Up near side to Fitzpatrick, here right in front of us. He'll touch it in. That'll go to Wilson. He'll take a shot. Saved by Russo. Goes off into the corner. Now they'll bring it up to D. They'll send one. Oh, far side. Sitting right there. Wilson on the backside. Saved by Russo again. Can't get it cleared. Tigers hold it in. Send it back up front. Fitzpatrick will chase after it. Battle down low with, I believe that's Brown. Now it'll trickle up to Witt. He'll go D to D, but kicks it out into the neutral zone. Tigers will have to get back on side. Trickles through to Com. Com sends it right back out in the neutral zone. Smith will chase after it. Battle for it with Witt. Along with Larson. Kick down into the Tiger zone. Now Witt will backhand it. Far side. Now they'll look to cross ice. Up to the left-hand side with Wilson. He'll take it down deep into the corner. Knights will set up their box up front. Fitzpatrick sends it, I believe that's Jans, over to Hervey. Blocked by Com. Fitzpatrick keeps it down in the Knight zone. Now grabbed by Brown. Wraps it around the boards. Hervey's going to hold this one in. Sends it back down low to Wilson. Saved by, shoots and scores! Thought Russo had to save, and that'll be a power play goal for the Tigers. And it is now 3-1 Knights. I believe, yeah, that's a power play goal, so Smith should be able to come out. So we got James, Wellenberg, and Sanders in for the Knights. Braun and Frederick face off one down into the Knight zone, or Tiger zone. This will be grabbed by James. He'll take a shot off the side, centered back up front. Sanders will try to work at it. Grabs it down low, centers it up front. That's grabbed by the Tigers. They can't get it cleared. Now they'll try to send it up the boards. Held in there momentarily by Frederick. Now grabbed by Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg left-hand side. He'll send one back behind the net. This will be grabbed by the Tigers. Now kicked out in the neutral zone. Tigers will bring a 2-on-1 the other way. Braun will grab it, tries to clear it. Tigers hold it in. Right back to Braun. Braun in front of the net. He'll bring it up near side to James. Cross ice over to Jantz. Or Yance. I'm not sure if the J's silent or not. This will be an icing. Face-off will be in the Knight zone. Nelson will come out as his offsetting minor has expired. Fortner should be able to come out at about the 3:12 mark. We got 4:28 remaining in the second. 3-1 Knights. Tigers are back on the power play. Wait a minute. No, there shouldn't be a power play. There we go. Power play ended. So this will bring in Larson. Larson, Dunlap, and Neal. Braun and Frederick face off in the Tiger zone. This will come out to Braun. Braun with a slapper. Bounces one right off one of the Tigers up front. Now held in by Larson. Larson will look. He'll get it centered to Neal up front. He'll have a backhander poked away by D'Amelia. Now the Tigers will bring it back the other direction. This will come out into the Knight zone. Grabbed by Braun. Braun will send it back in. Bedford will send it into the Tiger zone, but delayed offsides. Now poked away. Grabbed by Braun. Braun will send it up the right-hand side. Out into the Tiger zone. Witt will wrap it around the boards. Over towards Nelson, far side. Larson will come in. Holds it up. Here comes Neal. Keeps it up against the boards. Now loose, comes away by the Tigers. This will be grabbed by Braun in the neutral zone. He'll send it ahead, tries to get it to Neal just behind him, and the Tigers will grab it and send it right back out. Comes right back to Braun. Grabbed by Larson. He'll backhand it, and that's going to be offsides. 3:32 remaining in the second. 3-1 Knights. About 20 seconds remaining, and then we'll get Fortner back on the first stoppage afterwards. Sanders, Wellenberg, and James. Com and Brown on the defense. Face off right here in front of us. Wellenberg wins it to Sanders. Sanders will skate in. He'll take a shot. That's deflected. Goes wide right. Sanders tries the rebound. Grabbed by Zwellenberg down low. He'll send one right up front. Poked away by the Tigers. Here they come the other direction. Zwellenberg working the back check. Poked away by Com right to Wilson. Wilson will send one towards Russo. He'll glove it up. They'll blow it dead. That'll bring Fortner out of the box. 3:09 remaining in the second. 3-1 Knights. Wrap behind the net, over to the far corner. James will retreat back, grab it with his backhand. He'll wheel around the backside of the net. Up the right-hand side, here comes James. Into the Tiger zone. Block right to Zwellenberg. He'll shoot it, goes up over the net. Tigers will wrap it around the boards. Brown will hold it in far side. He'll send one right to D'Amelia. Tipped by Sanders, goes wide of the net. Sanders will grab it backside of the net. Over to the near side, brings it up to Com. He'll pull it back to his forehand. Right in front, shoots, saved by D'Amelia. James can't get the rebound, goes off into the corner. Hard up the boards, Brown will hold it in. Poked by the Tigers, now it looks like they'll get it cleared. They'll retreat back into their own zone momentarily. Hervey. They'll send it over towards Jantz. Jantz up the boards to Wilson. Kicked out into the middle of the ice. Now grabbed by Fitzpatrick. He'll send up. Sanders is going to go to the box on that late hit. Delayed penalty. Wilson's got it, whiffs on the pass. Up front, saved by Russo, another save by Russo. Now they'll blow it dead even though the puck was still live. I think they thought Russo had it again as they were blocked.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Sanders will head off to the sin bin, roughing. .202 remaining in the second, 2 minutes on the clock. Tigers back to another power play. Smith, Larson, Hutch Smith, and, well, we got too many players. Let's see who leads the ice. Timeout, Tigers. Knights had 6 anyways, and they need to get 2 people off the ice. So. Tigers 1 goal off 29 shots. Knights 3 goals off 22 shots. Knights have spent a lot of this period on the penalty kill. Kind of living a little dangerously. All right, Hutch Smith, Morrison on the defense. Fortner and Dunlap will check in on the forwards. 2-minute power play for the Tigers. Dunlap will win it off to the side, but grabbed by the Tigers. Nelson will skate in. He'll take a shot, deflected, goes wide of the net. Off to the near side, down into the corner. Now the cross ice just out in front of Fortner. Does come out in the neutral zone. Now Fortner will chase after. Dies in the snow right in front of the Knights bench. Now the Tigers will wrap it around the boards. Big hit by Fortner. Dunlap comes away with the puck. He goes down. Off to the far side. Grabbed by Fortner. He'll lose it. Still loose up front. Now Fortner will send one back down into the corner. Tigers will backhand it over to Nelson. Nelson will send it up the right-hand side. Poked away by Morrison, now poked away by Dunlap. Tigers will come away with it. Nelson will bring it up the left-hand side. Smith will send them wide. Now it's kicked out by the Knights down into the Tiger zone. D'Amelio will chase after it. Now cross ice pass. This will come to Nelson right up front. He'll send one. That's wide right of the net. Wrapped around the boards. Held in by Fitzpatrick. He'll backhand it. 1 minute remaining in the period. Now they'll cross ice over near side to Hervey. Hervey will send one. Saved by Russo. Goes off into the corner. They'll blow it dead. Net came off. 45 seconds remaining in the period. 43 seconds remaining on the power play. So basically till the end of the period. Braun and Frederick will check in. Smith and Morrison will head to the bench. Bojangles, Smith, and Larson are out here. Face off one. Over to Fitzpatrick. He'll send one. Saved by Russo. Rebound. Saved by Russo. Again, they'll cover it up. Little pushing in front. That quickly dissipates, and we'll face it off in the Knight zone. 38.5 seconds remaining in the period. One by the Tigers. Now they'll bring it up to Fitzpatrick up high. He'll send it off the boards down into the corner. Around the back of the net, off into the far corner. Back up the side. That goes out in the neutral zone. Tigers will have to get back on side. Grabbed by Hervey. He'll dump it down into the Knight zone. This is grabbed by Frederick. He'll send it out in the neutral zone. Foot race. Larson will get there. 2-on-2. Kicked off into the corner by the Tigers. 7 seconds left. 6, 5, 4. Tigers grab it. 3, 2, 1. Harris will bring it up and can't get the shot off. Kicked off by Russo anyways. That's the end of the period, just as the power play was ending for the Tigers. And after 2, it's the Knights 3 and the Tigers 1. We'll take about a 15-minute intermission here as they will shave the ice, give us a clean set, and we'll be back. Knights are pouring out of their locker room. Here come the Tigers. First period, all Knights leading 3-0 after one. And then they decided to spend most of the second in the penalty box. And the Tigers have been on the power play for most of the second period. They've gotten one power play goal. And Russo has been coming up big, looking up at the board. 35 shots on goal, which makes sense when you're spend most of the period on the penalty kill. So the Knights 3 goals on 23 shots. Tigers 1 goal on 35 shots. Sure, go ahead. JV game coming up shortly after the end of this varsity game. They'll shave the ice, give them a clean set. Won't have a cut in between anywhere. All right, refs come out from their little break too. They'll get the net set. Kids will warm up quickly, little stretching, little skating, and then we'll get this thing underway. See if we have a battle of the red line here. Braun and Frederick right back over here again. Brown and comes and joins the action. Let's see what Fitzpatrick does, as they've been harassing each other right at this red line for the last 2 days. He's going to stay over by himself or with his teams. All right, refs say that's enough. You're stretched, you're ready to go. You're young kids, you're not old like us. Let's get this thing underway. Ah, there comes Nelson. Nelson and Brown jawing at each other with a little smile. Nice crowd here for the Knights today. Full bleachers wrapping around the outside of the nets. Nidmo's traveled well. All right, we're ready to get this third period underway. Zwellenberg, James, and Sanders come in on our forwards. We're going to have Brownie and Com on the defense. Harris, which took that hard shot there in the second or in the first, whatever it was. Looked like he was back. I think he took the last shot of that second period, so good that he's back out there for the Tigers. That faceoff's grabbed by Com. Com will come around the backside of the net. Now he'll put on the brakes, come back towards the middle, looking to bring it to James near side. Bounces off the wall, down the left-hand side. Nelson will chase after it. He'll get to it first. James is down there for the steal. He'll bring it around the backside of the net, looking to center to Zwellenberg, poked away by the Tigers. Now they'll bring it up the left-hand side. Cross ice out in front of everybody. Now Fitzpatrick will dump it down into the Knight zone. Now ricochets back out into the neutral zone, down deep into the Tiger zone. Nelson will get there. Now held in by Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg will backhand to James. James with a shot wide of the net. That'll come over to Brown. Brown will hold it in right at the blue line. Centers it up front. Goes wide of the net over to James. James will bounce one off D'Amelia. Now Nelson will battle for it behind the net. That'll come to Com. Com will cross ice, getting it over to Sanders. Sanders will pull back, loses it, comes into the neutral zone. Now Com will touch it over to Sanders, and they'll retreat back, looking to reset it back up. Backhander over to Com. Com will bring it up the near side, right to the middle to Sanders. He'll lose the puck to some poke check in there by the Tigers. Held in by Brown. Now he bounces one right off of Sanders. And Brown takes a big hit right up against the boards, loses his bucket. They'll blow that one dead. Not sure if there was a penalty on it, just a check and lost his helmet, and they blew it dead for player safety. They are talking to see if there is a penalty needs to be called. And no call. That's probably a good decision. I don't think anything was malicious about that. Just a hard physical check. Lost his helmet, blew it dead, and we'll change things up. So Goins and Smith, Larson come out for the Knights. Braun and Frederick on the defense. That's one to Smith. He'll try to get it to Braun, and that's stolen there by the Tigers. Now to Frederick. Goins will battle for it, chipped ahead. That'll come to Larson. Larson up the left-hand side, chips it down the boards, down into the corner. Jantz will chase after it. He'll backhand it far side, but held in by Braun. Braun will send one right past D'Amelia. Comes near side. Tigers will clear it. That's going to be an icing. Just underway in the third, 13:08 remaining in the game. Knights lead 3-1. Face-off will come back down here into the Knight zone, near side. Larson will win it, grabbed by Frederick. He'll send it around the boards. Larson will chase after it, get to it in the far corner. Tries to send it back around the boards. Tigers hold that pass steady. Now it'll be centered right up front, poked away by Jantz. Out into the neutral zone, grabbed by Frederick. Hard off the boards, down back into the Tiger zone and kicked right back out to neutral. Goins will get the steal, send it back into the Tiger zone, and they'll send it right back out. Now Larson will chase after it. They'll wave off icing as it was tipped. Larson around the backside of the net. Now he'll put on the brakes, come back the other way. He's got Frederick over here. Now that's stolen by the Tigers. That'll be kicked out into the neutral zone, grabbed by Smith. Poked down into the corner by Larson. Now grabbed by Larson, up high. He'll pull it back to the middle. He'll lose the puck right up front. This will be held in by Frederick, though, right back to Larson. Larson will work it up against the boards, down into the corner. Goins will give chase. Tigers will get there, rip it around the boards. Frederick can't hold it in. Now we're going to get an icing. Morrison and Hutch Smith, Dunlap, Fortner, and Neal check in on the forwards. Fortner will go to center, Dunlap to the right, Neal to the left. One over far boards. This will be grabbed by Nelson. He'll hit it hard around the boards, trying to clear it. Held in by Dunlap, back down low. Neal will chase, Fortner will chase, Neal will get there. He'll pull it back, try to get it to Fortner. Fortner retreated too far up the ice. This will be held in by Morrison, though. Now tipped off to the far side, grabbed by Neal. Neal will lose it out in the neutral zone, grabbed by the Tigers. Now stolen by Fortner, down into the Tiger zone. This will be grabbed by Nelson. He'll bring it over near side, bounce it off the boards. That'll be another icing.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Face off far side. Fortner will step in. Dunlap and Neal to his left. Won by the Tigers, far boards. Now they'll wrap it around the backside of the net. Comes near side. Neal will come over. Morrison will come over. Pops out in the neutral zone. Neal will come away with his puck. He'll race back into his own side. Backhands it over to Smith. Smith will try to get it back ahead to Fortner. Blocked away by the Tigers. Now Neal will send it over to Morrison. Morrison will get it ahead to Fortner. He'll retreat back into his own zone. Another backhander over to Morrison. Now they'll look to cross ice over to Neal. Neal will tap it into the Tiger zone. This will be grabbed by Witt. Chased by Smith. Far side, Neal will head to the bench. This will bring in James. Stolen by Fortner. Fortner to his backhand. Penalty up. Saved by DeMillion. Now he'll cover it up. They'll blow it dead. And DeMillion and Fortner get into a little jawing there. Not really sure why. Penalty will be on the Tigers. Slashing by Wilson, I think that was, 91. Knights will go to the power play with 10:30 remaining in the game, 2 minutes on the clock. Let's see, we'll bring out our 5 scorers. Fortner and Sanders will play the defensive side. Dunlap, Zwellenberg, and James on the forwards. And Dunlap will win it backwards, but it goes all the way to the neutral zone. Sanders will retreat back for this one. Now looking for somewhere to go. He'll bring it in the left-hand side. Zwellenberg stays on. Sanders with some speed, tries to center it up front. Poked away by the Tigers. Now they'll clear it all the way down to the far end. Takes a hard bounce off the boards. Russo will leave it for Sanders. And they'll work their breakout. Up ahead to James. Right through the middle, poked away by the Tigers. Now they'll sling another one right towards Russo. He'll tap this one right to Sanders. Sanders will bring it over near side to Zwellenberg. Henry Zwellenberg up the left-hand side. Everybody stays onside. Zwellenberg in. He'll try to leave it for Sanders. Sanders will peel back, loses his edge, down into the corner by Zwellenberg, around the backside of the boards to Fortner. Or Dunlap, right up front by Sanders. Now it's kicked out into the neutral zone. Here comes Snell up the left-hand side. Sanders is there. Dunlap and Fortner all retreat back. They'll center it up front, broken up by Dunlap, and here comes Fortner the other direction. Fortner to the right, James in the middle. Zwellenberg and Dunlap come in. Shots blocked up front. Now kicked off into the corner. Dunlap will come over for it. Grabbed by Com. Com takes a shot. Glove saved by D'Amelia. Officials race in, blow this one dead. We'll face it off in the Tiger zone. 37 seconds remaining on the power play for the Knights. 9:07 remaining in the game. Neal Larson and Bo Smith have checked in on the forwards. Brown and Com on the defense. Tied up right at the dot. Trickles out towards the boards. Larson comes away with it. Loses it to a poke check in the corner. Now backhanded up to Com. Com will toe the blue line, sends one up front wide right of the net. Loose up front. Smith's battling for it. Larson comes away with it. He'll rip it around the boards up to Brown. Brown will skate in, takes a shot, deflected, goes wide of the net. Over towards Com, far side, down into the corner. Larson will retreat back to take the D. Com takes a shot, gets blocked up front. Com comes away with it. Both teams back to full strength. Now to Brown. Brown will send one, saved by D'Amelia. Neal will go battle for it in the corner. Tigers try to send one. Quick shot by Com, saved by D'Amelia up front. Now they'll backhand it, saucer it out in the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by Brown. He'll send it right back into the Tiger zone. Back behind the net. Neal will forecheck on Nelson. He'll get the steal down in the corner. Larson trying to come away with it. Now it trickles out right to Larson, right to Nelson. Nelson will send it across the ice. Tigers will bring it up the left-hand side. Goins with the back check, slows it up down into the corner to Wilson. They'll try to center it up front. Nobody home for the Tigers. Now they'll backhand it far corner. Slapped down by the Knights. Backhanded up against the boards. Cleared out into the neutral zone. Forecheck there by Goins. Stolen by Larson. Now stolen. Here comes Hervey the other way. They'll cross ice to Fitzpatrick. He'll take a shot. Saved by Russo. Grabbed by Braun. Braun will kick it over to Fortner. Fortner will clear it up the boards. We got an icing on this one. They'll blow it dead. We'll face it off in the Knight zone with 7:19 remaining in the game. James Sanders.
This game is brought to you by Par Electric. Par puts people first.
James Sanders and Dwellenberg have checked in. Braun and Frederick on the defense. One by the Tigers. Oh, almost a steal there by Sanders. He tried to chip it off the boards. Tigers come away with a quick shot. Wide of the net. Comes around near boards. Jantz will hold it in. Sends it back down low. Now grabbed by Braun. Braun will lose it down into the corner. Held in once again by the Tigers. Now chipped out in the neutral zone. This will come to Sanders. Sanders to Dwellenberg. Dwellenberg tries to get it back to Sanders. He wasn't quite there. Slides into the boards hard. Lost his edge chasing after, diving for the puck. That'll come out into the neutral zone. Now grabbed by Braun. He whiffs on the pass, or the clearing pass. Now poked down towards Russo. He'll block it off to the corner, and the Knights will come the other way. Dwellenberg to the left. Now he'll dump it for Sanders. Sanders deep down into the corner. Tries to center it up front, poked away by the Tigers. Goes off into the corner to Dwellenberg. He'll wrap it around the boards. Grabbed behind the net by the Tigers. Up their left-hand side, chips it ahead. Now they got a 2-on-2. Back to the middle, pokes it off to the right to Snell. He'll take a shot right in front of Russo, blocked and saved. And an arm in the air, and we're going to get a penalty for a slash. I think that's going to be Henry Dwellenberg. He'll go off to the sin bin. And the Tigers will go to the power play with 6 minutes remaining. 2 minutes will go on the clock. Sanders, James, Braun, and Frederick will be out here to kill off this power play. Face-off one by the Tigers. Comes up to the D. Now they'll skate in, toe the blue line. Sends a shot. Smothered up by Russo momentarily. Now kicked out. Here comes Dunlap trying to clear it. Puck's loose up against the boards. Held in by the Tigers. They'll take another shot. Saved by Russo. Rebound saved by Russo again. And we got some extracurricular activities going on once again. Braun was in on that one. Not sure who it was for the Tigers. Braun's being walked to the box. And Nelson's going to go for the Tigers. So this will be offsetting Miners. And it'll be a 4-on-3 skate for the Tigers. They got Fitzpatrick, Hervey, Nelson, and Harris is out there. Oh, since it's offsetting, it'll be a 5-on-4 skate. Okay. So Fortner, Dunlap, James, and Frederick for the Knights. Face-off is at neutral ice. Snell came back out there for the Tigers. Face-off one, backhanded by the Knights, back into the neutral zone, back to the Tiger zone. Now they'll work their breakout. Nelson will bring it up the left-hand side. Puts on the brakes, takes the shot. Glove saved by Russo. They'll blow it dead. We'll face it off in the Knight zone. 1:22 remaining on the power play. 5:22 remaining in the game. Knights lead 3-1. Smith and Larson check in on the forwards. James and Frederick on the defense. Grabbed by the Tigers, wrapped around the backside of the net. Now up to Smith. Smith can't get it cleared. Tigers hold it in. Now deflected by Smith. Smith will send one now all the way down. Hard bounce off the wall. D'Amelia will slow it up. Nelson will retreat back. Forecheck by Smith slows that puck up. Loose up front. Now kicked over by Larson. Tigers finally get it cleared out of the neutral zone. Here comes Harris up the middle. To the right. Pushed right by James. Big body check by James. Now Frederick and, oh, that's going to be a penalty. Oh. And now it'll be a 5-on-3 skate as Frederick did a little cross check to the back of the helmet. And it'll be a 5-on-3. Looking to see if they're going to pull D'Amelia to make it a 6-on-3, but he's going to stay in net. And they gave him a 2 and 10, so he'll be done for the rest of the game. Another Knights box is looking a little full over there with 4 players in. Fortner, Brown, and Com on this 5-on-3 for 39 seconds. Then we'll get Zwellenberg back. Down into the corner, grabbed by Com. Com will try to clear it. He will clear it off the boards all the way down to the Knights, or the Tiger zone. Fortner will chase after him. Puts a hip check in, grabs the puck. Up front, shot saved by D'Amelia. Fortner pokes it away, 20 seconds remaining. Fortner holds it in, sends it down low. Fortner will come off. This will bring in Dunlap. Quick center pass to Fitzpatrick. He'll kick it off to the side, stays on side. Now drop pass. 5 seconds left. Quick shot. Blocked up front. Now grabbed by Dunlap. Dunlap will clear it into the neutral zone. Zillenberg goes off. Neal comes on. 5-on-4, and that's chipped out into the Knights bench. They'll slow it up. Face it off at neutral ice. 3:52 remaining in the game. Tigers are on a power play for another minute 14. Neal and Dunlap, Com and Brown in there to try to kill off this remaining minute 14. Face-off grabbed by Dunlap, chipped up in the air. Dunlap will continue to battle for it. Now he'll try to cross ice to Neal. That's stolen by the Tigers. Now they'll bring it up the right-hand side. Fitzpatrick will bring it up the right. Neal looking for the back check, slows it up. Harris will send one up front. Shot saved by Russo. Goes around the back of the net. Now Com will grab it. Battle down in the corner. Com will come away. Oh, sends it backwards. Grabbed by the Tigers. And we're going to get a penalty. That's going to probably be a hooking. Probably not a horrible penalty as it was right to the backhand of the Tigers. Those are penalties you can probably live with. Dunlap will go to the box on that one. Nope, Brownie will go to the box. So we've got Fortner, Braun, and James. 40 seconds left on the Tigers power play. 5-on-3 right now. 3:19 remaining in the game. Knights lead 3-1. Face-off won by the Tigers. That'll come up to Nelson. Nelson will skate in, blocked up front. Shot goes wide of the net. Fitzpatrick sends it backwards. Now to back over towards Nelson, up high. 25 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. And we're going to get another one up front. This will be on the Knights again. And looks like we're going to make the end of the game on shorthanded. Now they'll touch it up, and we're going to get a cross check, I believe, up front. This might be on Braun or James. As they were trying to clear to the front of the net. And that will be Braun. Can't skate 5-on-2, so somebody will have to climb over the boards. That'll be Com. So that was actually on the goalie. So Russo gets a penalty. Braun gets to sit down. Face-off won by the Tigers right up front. Wide of the net. Comes up towards the high post. This will be grabbed by Hervey. Hervey will skate in. Drops it down into the corner. Knights will stay on a 5-on-3 centered, and that's stolen by James. Now he gets it to Fortner. 2-on-1. Fortner to the center. He'll kick it over to Com. Com will send it back to Fortner just behind him. Can't get a shot off. Now here come the Tigers out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by James. He'll saucer it way down into the Tiger zone. 54 seconds left on the 5-on-3. 2:10 remaining in the game. Here come the Tigers the other way. Up ahead to Wilson. Wilson will bring it in left-hand side. Got Nilsson coming to the center. Saved by Russo. He'll jump on top of it. They'll blow it dead. 1:59 remaining in the game. Knights will switch a few players up. They'll bring in Hutch, Smith, and Morrison. And they'll bring in Larson on this 5-on-3. D'Amelia still in net. 41 seconds remaining in the 5-on-4, and then we'll get Brownie back. Tigers win the faceoff. Down to the corner, working it. Quick shot goes wide of the net. Comes over near side. Tigers will hold it in. Hervey will hold it right at the blue line. Now he'll backhand it. Over to Nelson. Shot goes wide. Rebound. Wide of the net again. Over to Nelson. Far side. He'll skate it in. Wide of the net. Left. 19 seconds left. Up to Hervey. Hervey will skate in right in the center. Blocked. Deflected. Goes off into the corner to Smith. Smith will try to clear it. Hervey holds it in. He'll skate in up the left-hand side. Tries to center it up front. Shot saved by Russo. Back to Smith. That's the end of that. One player out, one player in. It's a 5-on-4. Grabbed by the Tigers. They'll skate in. Comes around the backside of the net. Up the near side. 1:06 remaining. That's stolen by Dunlap. Dunlap will saucer it all the way down towards D'Amelia. 1 minute. 1 minute remaining. 20 seconds remaining on the 5-on-4 skate by the Tigers. Now they'll bring it up near side. They're looking. They wave off D'Amelia. Empty net for the Tigers. That's sent. That's going right towards the net. Just wide left by Morrison. That can't be icing. They blew it dead for icing, but we're on a penalty kill, so. I think the ref just made a mistake. So they'll face it off in the Tiger zone. D'Amelio will head back to net.
Up.
They'll face it off neutral ice. So Dunlap, Smith, James, and Com. 6 seconds remaining on the power play for the Tigers. Face off neutral ice. Grabbed by Fitzpatrick. Now over to Snell. Commo working. Sends it off to the corner. That's the end of the power play. Over to Nelson. Nelson will skate in. Deflecting, goes up into the net. They'll blow that one dead. Face off in the Knights zone with 28.7 seconds. Knights are finally back to full strength. Knights will switch it up. Larson and Neal will check in. Dunlap and Zwellenberg will head off. So let's see. We got Larson, Neal, Smith, Com, and I think that's James back there. Up ahead. Larson will chip it to Neal. Neal will bring it in. Looking for another short or empty netter. Can't get a clean shot off this time. Now bring it around. Tries to center it up front. Grabbed by the Tigers. He got an empty netter last night, right at the end of the game. Big check there by Com and Fitzpatrick. Off to James. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. James will send one down into the Tiger zone. That's the end of the game. And the final score. The Kansas City Knights 3, Midmo Tigers out of Jeff City 1. Russo 49 saves. Tigers had 1 goal on 50 shots. Knights 3 goals off 28 shots. All 3 goals coming in the first. Tigers got 1 in the second. Scoreless in the third. You saw D'Amelio say something to Russo. He looked up at that scoreboard and saw that 50 shots on goals. He gave him a good hard handshake on that one. All right, JV action will be coming up shortly. They're going to shave the ice. And we'll get the final game of the weekend between these two teams underway. About 15 minutes, we're going to take a break.